by any of the 108 Atlanta area O'Reilly Auto Parts stores, where you'll find everyday low prices on the parts you need to keep your vehicle at its best. Our guaranteed low prices ensure you're always getting our best deal. In fact, we'll match any auto parts store's price on any like item. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comfort together because it's time to dish the tea. And your dish darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. Time to dish tea with Big Meat. Time to dish tea with Big Meat. Time to dish tea with Big Meat. Time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
Ladies, make them what we? Yeah.
Hello, 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 hello. Out there in Blog Talk Radio land here in the glorious United States and across the globe. Hello to all of my friends over in Germany and Italy and France and the Ukraine and over there in Asia and all of those who are within the sound of my voice. Y'all, it's another glorious Wednesday, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is, honey, so I hope you have all of your crumpets together because, darlings, it's time to dish tea, and you're dishing the tea, darlings, with Big Meat. What's going on, babies? Yes, honey, I hope you guys are enjoying the weather wherever you are, except for those who are having inclement weather, like down in Texas and carrying on. I heard some parts of Michigan had tornadoes, and I was like, what? Michigan don't get tornadoes like that, honey. So, you know, we got to look and for those of you who still do not believe that global warming is real, honey, well, okay. You can continue to believe that if you want to, honey, but the signs are very evident that something is going on because the way the weather is, it's just been wow, you know, so that be that. But today, my darling, it is another coming out of a bag, don't come out of a bag Wednesday, and you are my co-host, so I'm encouraging all of you within the sound of my voice. If you got something to talk about, I don't care what it is, honey. We can talk about any and everything right here and right now. Just call in at 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Press the number 1. Just press it one time. It lets me know you are in the host queue and that you have something to say. You're going to hear the prompt to say that. You are now in the host queue. When you hear that, just know that your hand has been raised on my screen, and I will bring you in at the appropriate time, okay? So, yeah, and we're going to go from there. I am over here now. We're thanking the children. Hey, babies. Over here at the Western Atlanta Airport Hotel, where I am utilizing their Wi-Fi system, honey, because over at where my studio is, honey, we're having problems with our connection. So I'm over here at the Western Atlanta Airport Hotel. So if you're in the area and want to come on in, you can, honey, come and join me. I'm sitting here in the Revived Coffee area, honey, where they serve up wonderful, wonderful Starbucks coffees and treats and things. They have little sandwiches and little crumpets and things to titillate and tantalize your taste buds there. So, yeah, you could just join me over here, okay? So thank you to the Western Atlanta Airport Hotel for allowing me to come in and do my thing here. The tea room is now open, so if you're online and want to come in on the tea room, please just go over there, create a profile page so that you can be interactive, okay? It's free of charge. Just go like any other social media group, create your page and come on in. So if you come in and want to dish your tea over here, just please come in and dish your tea responsibly, darlings. You know, folks, we are in this day and age where everything is done through an instant message or some kind of direct messaging system or text or whatever. And so I feel like the art of communication is lost because oftentimes, you know, folks may think that you're trying to neck roll them or finger snap them or whatever the case may be. And that may not be the case because you don't hear all of their vocal affectations and their speech pattern to catch what they're doing or saying. So you may think it's one thing when it may not necessarily be that. So just come over here and dish your tea responsibly because if I come in and find out that you're cutting up, I'm going to cut you out. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. Okay. So having said that, again, the tea room is open. And let me do this. My disclaimer here that dishing tea with Big Meat is for mature audiences. And the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature and or responsible enough to handle the situation at hand. So your listening discretion is advised. I will repeat. Dishing tea with Big Meat is for mature audiences, and the language and the subject matter that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature and or responsible enough to handle the situation at hand. So your listening discretion is advised. For those of you who may be new to the show, Honey, I have a potty mouth. I make no excuses for it. I'm 46 years young. So I've earned the right to every 3, 4, 5, 7, 15, 32, 197 syllable and or letter word that comes out of my mouth. So just be ready, honey, because I don't know what bag I'm coming out of. Just know that I'm coming out of one, okay? And if you decide to come out of a bag on me, because you're more than right, that's your obligation, honey. It's your right. Just know I'm going to come out of a bigger bag on you, okay? That there is that. Let me do a special announcement right here. I want you guys to go and check out indigenoushouse.com. That's www.indigenoushouse.com. If you are not here this past Sunday in the Atlanta area at Piedmont Park, honey, for Indigenous House 7, where real house music people come together, my darlings, I'm telling you, you missed a real treat. It is the first of its kind. It kicks off the summer months here and things of that nature. My darling, Indigenous House was off of the chain. We had DJ Keith and DJ Tommy Davis from D.C. Child, their kids got up there and ruined that park. You understand me? Absolutely wrecked the children. Wrecked the children. They even introduced some new house music. Child, Steve Hurley got this new little house track off of Luther Vandross classic. Baby, when I tell you the truth, we let them have it. Yes, we did, honey. I'm still hurting. Listen, I left. I had to go to the donut factory, honey, you know, and make the donuts. So I worked a graveyard shift, 11 to 7. I left work, went home, changed clothes, went to the park. Okay, I danced from 3 up until 9:45. Left the park, went back to work because I had to be back to work at 11 o'clock. Went back to work. Baby, when I got to work and had to walk steps and this and the other, when I tell you my thighs were burning, my hip was like, oh, bitch, what the hell did you just do? You sit up here acting like you 25, knowing you 46. Baby, I'm still aching. But we had a good time. We had a good time. So I encourage you, go to indigenoushouse.com and you can catch highlights and just look at the live feed, honey. And you'll see what it was, and you'll hear the music and everything. So it was a good time. Coming, I think it's July 17th. If that's not the right date, I'll keep you guys posted. We have another house music in the park with our allies, honey. La Chic Mystique will be there in Piedmont Park in Atlanta, Georgia. That's July 17th, I believe. I think that's the right date. I know it's July. And we're going to be there. So, honey, La Chic Mystique, darling, they are an entity where this is a husband and wife team who know how to infiltrate the party scene, honey. And they are these old school house heads like us. And, you know, I always say party is party, honey. So if you got the right spin, you can come on up in here and do the damn thing, baby. And these kids know how to work a flow. You understand? So if you miss Indigenous House, sponsored by John Dennis, honey, and baby John laid that out something beautifully. Did you want to come and see and party with us with La Chic Mystique, okay? So that's my little disclaimer there and all of that. Again, you are my co-host, 347-205-9183 is the number to call. I'm going to take a commercial break right here. When we come back, I'm going to get started because I called today's show, What the Hell is Wrong with You People? Hey, don't come out of a bag Wednesday. Yeah, baby, it's going to be one of those. So I feel like cussing, fussing, and carrying on. I wish if I had my song, I would play it up in here, honey. Miss Laverne Baker, I'm saved. Because today is one of those days, honey. We're going to get into it. So let me do this. Let me let my sponsors come on up in here and say a couple of words about who they are and carrying on. And then when we come back, we're going to get in this thing, honey. Raise your hand, talk to me. There we go.
Choosing art and custom framing is a personal experience, And at Eric's I've Been Framed, our consultants work closely with you to bring your vision to life, leaving you with more than a picture. We create showpieces and heirlooms for your family to enjoy for generations. Come and experience our creativity for yourself. Eric's I've Been Framed is located at 16527 Livernois Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. For more information, call 313-861-9263. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in urban culture and lifestyle. Spearheaded by the Henry Hingers of hip-hop, Mr. Angelo Ellaby, Double Exposure serves to educate its clients about the dollars and cents of the music industry. For more information about Double Exposure Media Relations, call 201-224-6510. 201-224-6510. Double Exposure Media Relations. Dishing Tea Entertainment, deliciously exposing your palate to a cornucopia of rainbow-colored dreams and a black and white reality, while cultivating the masses through a delicate blend of stage, screen, television, radio, print, and social media initiatives. For more information about Dishing Tea Entertainment, call Big Meech at 404-914-5610 or visit www.dishingtea.com. D Created Boutique offers the most unique selection of high-quality, handicrafted infant and children custom outfits, tutus, blankets, headbands, cloth diapers, women's handbags, and much more. We're conveniently located at 19480 Livernois Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, on the famous Avenue of Fashion Shopping District. For more information, contact us at 313-744-9002. D Created Boutique, a one-stop destination for fashionable families.
My baby's babies deserve to have a better life. Sometimes I feel like we got snakes and leeches in our backyard. Some people say we got gangsters and hustlers in the state and White House. But what I do know is we got killers and dealers in our streets.
This old world ain't a friend of mine. Gotta find a way to get a piece of mind. This old world ain't a friend of mine. Love for one another is very hard to find. We got bombs in Boston, 12-year-olds dead in Cleveland. It's a fact, he was black. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. 3-year-old little girl shot dead in the streets of Detroit now. For those of you going through this song's for you, you gotta work hard just to pay your bills. But this world wants more than you have to feel. You can give your whole heart and get nothing in return. This world calls it lessons learned. Oh, this old world ain't a friend of mine. Gotta find a way to get a piece of mind. I need a piece of mind. This old world ain't a friend of mine. It ain't a friend of mine. Love for one another is very hard to find.
We got a boiler coming overseas. Eric screaming, he can't breathe. Want some more? We hear you please. Black Lives Matter, history. It's a start, yellow flag. You know what I'm talking about. They can't stop our prosperity. Just keep on praying and march with me.
You gotta work hard just to pay your bills. But this world wants more than you have to give. You can give your whole heart and get nothing in return. This world calls it lessons learned. This world ain't a friend of mine. This world ain't a friend of mine. can't trust nobody. Oh, yeah. It ain't a friend of mine. No, no, no. You got snakes and leeches in your yard. You gotta hustle some pills. I gotta call on God.
And keep praying, even for our enemies, even though it's not a friend of mine.
You gotta go through struggle. We gotta deal with pain. This life. You gotta deal with rain. Don't worry about the pain.
And we are back. If you're just tuning in and would like to come in on the conversation, please feel free to call in at 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Yes, my darling, this is a Don't Come Out of a Bag Wednesday, where we can talk about any and everything that's on your mind, honey, right here and right now. But the rule is, if you decide to come out of a bag on me, I'm going to come out of a bigger bag on you. Okay? How about that? Now, either you can talk about whatever's on your mind, or you can join me in a couple of these topics that I have that's on mine. And, honey, it's going to be one of those kind of days, okay? So if I feel myself talking, and carrying on, y'all know how I get when I get flustered. So, yeah, that's going to be it. But, I constantly say this, that whenever the country is bombarded with the gay community on the political front, that something is going on in the world of politics that is bigger, so big, to where they need a smoke screen to infiltrate. Okay, so that they can infiltrate the American populace. And it is my total belief that the LGBT community is one of those political pawns whenever something real big is about to go down. And I want you guys to look over your history when it comes to, your recent history, that is, when it comes to the political arena. Because every time something has gotten and skated up under us, there was always something that had the church folks in arms, and there was always something dealing with LGBT, okay? Now, before, when we were talking about HIV and AIDS and carrying on and all of that, and the folks were trying to get money, we were acting up, we were hollering out, and this, that, and the other, and all of that was carrying on, okay? Then we had domestic partnerships. I'm trying to get medical benefits for those who are partnering and carrying on. Then there was gay marriage, and that's still going on and things. And now that gay marriage has been legalized, we now have not one, but two different LGBT referendums in the political market that makes no sense. And they've become so big to where it has become a whole talking point, okay? Now, you all have heard about the Religious Freedom Act, okay? And that there is where churches and Christian-based or faith-based businesses they create a law so that they can feel protected to where they can refuse service to anyone who they feel goes against their religious beliefs, okay? Now, this thing here has made protocol because now that gay marriage has been legalized in all 50 states, now a lot of the churches feel as though they have to go through, hey, now, that they have to go through all of this in order to feel protected, in order to feel that they can keep the sanctity of the religious mind together. Now, I will say this. To a point, they have a point, okay? However, the point that they have is already protected under the First Amendment. The First Amendment, not only is it the right to free speech, but it's the right to assembly, the right to religious freedom and expression, and in carrying on. That's already protected, okay? Faith-based businesses, since they want to categorize that, a business is already protected under business laws to where you can refuse business at any point, okay? You can refuse to serve someone. You don't have to take their money. You can refuse business because your business is set up to operate the way you want it to operate, as long as it's within the legal guidelines. Those are already in place. Okay, so this Religious Freedom Act, number one, it's redundant. Number two, what it does, it now puts on paper specifically that I can now legally discriminate against you because of my religious beliefs. Now, here is the part that folks are not getting, because it starts off with the gay thing, because you want to say that, okay, my religious beliefs, honey, say that I don't have to support gay marriage because I don't believe in gay marriage and blah, 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 blah. That's where it starts. However, up under that same religious banner, honey, a lot of these primitive religions, they come for women because they say women are not supposed to this and women are not supposed to that, and carrying on. They really don't like dealing with business-minded women. Okay? We already know the color thing, honey. There's a lot of religions that carry on who still believe the Bible by the letter. So not only are we talking about religious freedom for that, or discrimination against sexual orientation, but now you are about to open up this to all kinds of discrimination, and you're going to legalize it because they're putting it under the category of religious freedom, which is already protected. Now, here is my thing with that, okay? What happened to separation of church and state, okay? What happened to it? Is that a farce, or is that only used conveniently? Because, see, here is where I find it to be convenient. It is only convenient whenever the political system is needing political power. Whenever the conservatives want to get a rally and they're trying to get something done, is when we hear a lot of these children going to the evangelical community, and then they rile these children up. But what they end up doing is giving the evangelicals so much power to where they have the power to not dictate and create laws and change in the land. But you know what? I have a problem with that because the evangelical community does not pay taxes. Churches do not pay fucking taxes. They are exempt as a tax-free entity. So either you're going to give them the power, or you're going to not give them that power because you're not taking their tax money. All this was supposed to empower to the people, okay? If a church ain't paying no damn taxes, then the church should not sit up there and have that much power to create laws and carry it on, or to at least influence political position. That there is where all this is. And this religious rights freedom, this Religious Freedom Act, is just that. It is a way for the church to sit up and to have all kinds of political power without having to pay for it because they got everybody else doing their bidding. You see what I'm saying? That is where I have a problem. Okay? And then, like I said, I'm looking at this from a bigger picture. Not just because I'm LGBT, a part of the LGBT community, but I'm looking at it in the bigger picture because it starts off here, and everybody can rally around this because those of you who are against or, you know, are adversarial towards the LGBT community, you are going to agree with this. You know, yeah, you're right, they shouldn't this, they shouldn't that. At the same time, in them having their rights to this and rights to that, my darling, when it starts to filter over, because what's going to happen when they come for women? What's going to happen when they come for heavyset people? oh, I don't have to do business with you because you're fat. See, down in Mississippi, I think it's Mississippi and in Texas, the way how their bill is, and it's passed already, their bill says that they don't have to give LGBT children medical attention if it goes against their religious beliefs. So now you're talking about setting up all kinds of people who are HIV positive because folks still believe that HIV is a gay thing, and all different kinds of ailments simply because you want to say that my religious protections or my religious freedom is because that goes against my religion, I don't have to deal with you. Really? So now what's going to happen about housing? Because of my religious freedom, honey, I don't have to rent this house to you because I don't believe in your kind of household. You see what I'm saying? We're starting to get all this. What about buying a car? What about education in schools and carrying on? Okay? See, this is about to open up a big-ass Pandora's box, and nobody is looking at it from that particular standpoint. All you want to look at it from is the fact that you want to say, okay, because I don't believe in gay marriage and I don't want my church to come into contact with that, I don't want to be sued because it's legal, and you may feel as though you can sue me. Now, to that point, I agree. Oh, excuse me. I agree with him on that point. There is no reason for anybody to set out a lawsuit against an organization who have traditional values. This is my part. This is where I'm pissed off with the gay community. Hey, now, the gay community, we have been dealing with traditional children since our inception. Okay, since we come out the womb, honey, and we made our declaration that we're LGBT, it's not a choice, honey, it's a declaration. The choice comes in when I accept who I am. That's the choice. It's not a choice. Orientation is not a choice. I'm a scream that from the mountaintops until I'm blue. So once we made the decision to accept our truth, we've been knowing what the traditional folks been about forever. That there has always been their stance. So why would you sit down here now want to go sue them just to prove a fucking point? Because all this is for you to sit down there and say, I'm trying to prove a point. Okay? You're going to spend countless dollars to prove a fucking point. And it's nonsense. It is ridiculous. You don't have to prove a point that way. Why would you want to sue a church? That's dumb. That is the dumbest thing on this side of creation, especially when we have a lot of LGBT-affirming churches. We have a lot of gay pastors, openly gay pastors. We have a lot of LGBT-affirming churches, LGBT-inclusive churches that are more than willing to do what needs to be done and to accommodate you. So why would you go through the notions of saying that you want to sue a church or sue the business because they decide you go to them and say, I want a wedding cake, because that was, I keep going on the wedding cake because that was something here in the news, that a lesbian couple went to a baker, and the baker said that they refused their business because they didn't believe in gay marriage. And so the couple got upset and wanted to sue them. Why? There was no need. We got so many people within the LGBT community who cook, bake, and this, that, and the other. Why are we not creating our own LGBT Wall Street? Why are we not creating gay businesses and carrying on to where that money go into the community? Okay, so where it turns around. Particularly, now see, here we go. Because I'm talking LGBT as a whole, but now we could get more specific because if you want black-owned businesses or whatever, for the black children, honey, who want to get married and carry on, go to the black gay baker. You always have them cooking the pies and shit coming to the damn family reunion or to your little cookout or to your little card parties, or they're always catering at the bar and carrying on, doing little Swedish meatballs and got the little pineapple upside down cakes and, you know, your little rum cakes and this, that, and the other that you buy and carrying on for a specialty. Why are you not utilizing these children to make the coin? That makes no fucking sense to me. It makes no sense. And for that reason, I understand why the children are wanting this particular act. But that's the only reason that they have. Hey, now, that is the only reason that they have to stand on. Everything else becomes a fucking farce because it doesn't protect anything else. And that particular reason is already protected by the Constitution. So why are we sitting up here going to make another law about this? It makes no sense, and I want to hear from you. If you disagree with that, tell me why you disagree with that, and let's discuss it, because I need to understand where this is coming from, because all the children who are on for this particular bill, they keep saying, no, this is not about discrimination, this is about protection. You already have your protection. Your protections are already in place. So what is this bill about? And specifically, your main target is because of this gay marriage thing. That's the main thing. And then everything else is going to spill over because all it takes, once this thing goes into law, and it already is in certain states, all it takes is for somebody to get a hair up their ass and say, oh, that goes against my religion. And as a faith-based business or as a church, I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that. And there's no protections behind it. So now where does this all stop? Where does I'm protecting my religious freedom, where does that stop? Because you just opened a Pandora's box. You see what I'm saying? Now, here's the other referendum that is on the market that has gotten me so far over the moon, child. I don't even know how in the hell we have allowed this to become an issue. How did we allow anybody to make an issue of transgender bathrooms? That is the most ridiculous thing on this side of creation. Why is it ridiculous, Big Meech? I'll tell you why. We have been dealing with the bathroom issues forever, okay? Male, female, point blank. Those who live their lives as transgender people, and no, I say live their lives as trans persons, they appear to be, you address them as such, and they're going to accommodate themselves as such, okay? This is not a joke. This is not some kind of farce. This is not some kind of perverted twist on life or whatever. This is how they live. The argument about transgender bathrooms is that people want to compare and put perverts and criminals in the line of transgender. I keep hearing folks sitting up there saying, oh, my God, this is ridiculous. This is an outrage because now you're saying that because I feel like I'm a woman, I can just go into this, and that's not what this is. A lot of folks don't understand what transgenderism is all about, okay? Now, yes, there are cultural differences because as a transgender activist, I understand that, our Caucasian counterparts, as imagery is not everything for them, They're more so the ones who really believe, I feel like I'm a woman, therefore I am. And, they will, their appearance may not be as feminine or feminizing, but, they're taking the strides and the steps they need to make to live their lives as women, and it's a process. It is a process. Now, in that process becomes feminization because you've been a man all your life, to where now you have to learn subtle things. And, for the most part, most transgender or trans women, let me make the distinction. Most trans women have already been living their lives in the feminine persona. When they go to the bathroom, they sit down. They don't stand up to pee. They sit down. They always, they take two. When they grab a towel, they always cover themselves. They cover their breasts and carry it on. They're not all about making sure that you understand that they have an appendage between their legs and carry it on. They cover themselves up. Most of them are already very feminine to begin with. Now, for those who may not have a feminine look, they are broad-shouldered, have harder features or whatever. Yeah, now those are the ones, they may, what we call passable or clockable. They may have a more difficult time. However, you cannot deny them. And so the idea of policing the bathrooms because you disagree with how they live their lives or disagree with whether or not they're transgender is ridiculous. Because what happens, all these years we've been having bathrooms where we've had one bathroom in the stall. How do folks do that at home? Okay? When you're at home, there's only one bathroom in the house. It don't say male or female. It just say fucking bathroom. Okay? When somebody goes in there, they go in there to take care of their business, and they come on out. Y'all trying to sit up here and say that going into these bathrooms or whatever, a trans person is going up in there to be a sexual deviant. And they're trying to, well, if a man go up in the woman's bathroom with my daughter up in there, I'm going to beat his ass. Really? And who's going to police it? Huh? Who is going to police it? Because a lot of these trans women, you can't tell. In fact, this is not even an issue. Okay, it's not an issue because you don't know. Now, here's what I found to be very funny. Just a few weeks ago, there was a woman, it was a Caucasian woman, who has very hard features, okay, very stern features. She got kicked out of a woman's bathroom because they thought she was a man. Now, she went and she pulled out her ID and this, that, and the other. I don't know if she proved to them how biological she was, but nonetheless, she had to go through a process and told them folks that I am a biological female. And it became huge. They pulled her out the bathroom. The security, I think it was security. I'm not sure if it was security or if it was police. But it became a whole big stink. Now, you did that because of a perception of what you thought was something. Okay? So who's going to police the goddamn bathrooms? Who's going to say, oh, this is a man, this is a woman? Okay? And we have a number of children who have hard features. What about those who have become drug dependent? We have a lot of women out there who are drug dependent now, and their features have become hardened because of the drugs. And carrying on. What about that? Okay? What about that? Hey. And then here's the flip side of the coin. Every time this issue has come up, they've not once talked about trans men. What about our trans men? You say that this law is supposed to be that we're supposed to go into the bathrooms designated by our gender at birth. A lot of trans men, honey, you're not going to clock them because once they go through the hormonal treatments and carrying on and their facial hair start to develop, they are man. You see man, you see boy, all right? So if they were to go into a woman's bathroom, what the hell do you think is going to happen? Huh? What do you think is going to happen? Now, who is going to sit down there and police a trans man in a bathroom because he decided to go into a stall? Because a trans man does not have a penis. Okay, for the most part. And for those who do have had surgery and carrying on, who's going to sit down there and police that? Huh? Who's going to stand there and say, what man do you know is going to stand another stall and watch to see if this man has a penis or not? Huh? Just to say that they are trans. Oh, you in the wrong bathroom. Who's going to fucking police that? Huh? That there is what it has me so fucking irate with this, because this is the dumbest thing. How did this become a national topic to where the president has to sit up there and tell the schools, for our transgender students, the schools better let them use the bathrooms? And now the parents that got all upset and irate about it. Talking about myself, oh, well, see, you talking about now transgender children in the locker rooms. They're already in the locker rooms, fool. What are you talking about? They're already there. So what? I'm not understanding what the hell this is supposed to be. Well, well, we need to get a definition. I was listening to a radio show down here, and they're saying, well, we need to get a national definition of what transgender is because now they want to sit down here and separate transgender from transsexual because they want to say that this should only apply to those who have who are post-operational. You know, they've already gone through sexual reassignment surgeries and carrying on. That makes no fucking sense. If I'm coming to you and most of our trans children, when they go through and start transitioning and carrying on, the first year of transitioning is them having to go through the hormonal changes. Okay, they go through hormonal changes, and they have to undergo psychological evaluation to see if they are ready for the swap. Okay, because this is not some because I feel like a woman, I am a woman thing, and there's no repercussion behind it. No, this is not what this is, because there's body augmentation that comes with that. Now, true enough, there are folks who are part of the trans community who we call non-surgical, okay? And basically those are a lot of the femme queens and carrying on, or a lot of the butch women who live their lives or wear a lot of the butch clothing, and they live their lives as men. They identify as the opposite gender. However, they are comfortable with being the gender that they were assigned, okay? So it's a slippery slope, but most of those folks are not going to go into the ladies' room or to the men's room. They're going to go where they are assigned, okay? Butch women are going to go into the bathrooms, okay, and carry on. Now, you may find some of them trying to stand up to pee, okay, but they're not going to go into the boys' restroom to do it unless, you know, like most of us do. If the damn, what you going to do, child? I've done it on many of occasions where the bathrooms, honey, were either being cleaned or the lines were too long. And what did you do? I had to pee. I went where it was, okay? I know, and this may be a little too TMI, I know when I have to do more than just stand up, honey, if I don't feel like going into the men's room, honey, where I know there's going to be a lot of traffic, I would go into the women's room because there is no traffic in the women's room. You see what I'm saying? See, I work overnight. So with me working overnight, I have that luxury because there are no female employees at night with me. And when there are, then I know to go to a bathroom where she's not going to take place because she's on the first floor. I know where to go. Okay? So there is no, oh, you a man in the woman's bathroom situation or whatever, because I went in there purposely. Not to sit there be no pervert to sit down there and see what the hell is going on and try to hurt or sexually assault someone. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And a lot of people want to sit down here and they want to believe that that's what this bill is all about, to give perverts the opportunity to do that. Well, let me tell you something, honey. The perverts are perverts for a reason, because they are sneaking to do what they doing. Why in the hell do you think we got the laws out there? There's a guy out here just a couple of weeks ago. It was this month. At the beginning of this month, there was a woman who chased a guy out of the dressing rooms and carrying on. Why? Because this fool is in the dressing rooms taking pictures of women up under their skirts and things. I don't know how he did it, but this one particular girl, she caught him. He started running. She ran after him, hollering, "Stop that man." She followed him and put it on camera, him racing behind her. Her racing behind him to catch him. He ended up eventually getting caught by the police due to her efforts in carrying on. And come to find out, he's had a history of it. So, see, what you're talking about is two separate issues, okay? They have a thing down here. The kids are talking about, they were talking about making at least one bathroom gender neutral. You know, this is the bathroom that's set aside that's going to be gender neutral. So anybody can go to this bathroom. Do you know we're as parents are sitting up here talking about, oh, well, we got to see what the protocol is to this, and we got to examine this, that, and the other. Examine what, fool? It's a fucking stall. It is a stall that says gender neutral. It only has one toilet. So what the hell are you talking about? You got to go and examine the protocol. That's dumb And it's stupid. Because when you go into the damn bathroom, you lock the door behind you when you're in the public bathroom, don't you? Especially when it's only one stall. What about those who are at them damn fast food restaurants that only have one or two stalls? Huh? And you go up in there and you see the sign, please put the seat down, employees must make sure you wash your hands. What is that? Huh? This is the dumbest thing that has come across political lines, and I don't know how or why we have this on a national platform. But I told you in the beginning of this thing, something big is going down because these children in this political arena, there's something big coming that's about to skate up under all of this because we too busy worried about who finna grade the P where. Who finna P where, and we too busy trying to tell these folks what you can and cannot do with your money. Okay? Something is going on. And I don't know what, but when it happens, y'all know I'm going to talk about it because it's going to be something big, and when it hits, baby, when it hits, we're not going to be ready for it, and it's going to have a big old backlash. And why? Because right now, we done got so bombarded, we're trying to figure out what the LGBT community is doing. Child shit. Have y'all paid attention to where now, ever since the gay marriages have become legal, you don't hear about gay folks getting married or the numbers that folks are trying to get married in? That's not as big anymore. It's not. It don't feel like it's going down your throat. Remember that was the whole thing? Where they need to just think to themselves, why you trying to push your lifestyle down my throat? Ain't nobody pushing nothing down your motherfucking throat. It's just it now has become an issue because folk like you have made it an issue. But now that it's been legalized, you don't hear about a lot of marriages, do you? Huh? You don't hear it. Why? Because it's no longer this sensation anymore. You see what I'm saying? Now we got this whole thing, oh, well, I don't want to feel as though I have to do this because my religious preferences say that it goes against my religion. Really? You've been doing that all along, child. So now what? That's not making fucking sense to me. So those are two of the topics I have on my mind. The other ones, here we have, I was going to make a video of this and put it up on YouTube. I told y'all that before. But I spoke to a friend of mine, and he told me, no, don't do it because it's a little old. And I should have did it when it was hot and this, that, and the other, because it's about a month old or so now. But it's still running. And I'm going to talk about it here in a different regard, okay? And that is the outing and shaming of someone who is HIV positive. See, there's a whole big old thing on Facebook, and y'all know we talked about Walter Lee Hampton, honey, and carrying on. He's been on the show and things. I've had him on a panel or two or whatever in dealing with him and his political views and things and how he views the world. But he had done something on Facebook that I find to be completely demeaning. And in his wanting to be right, and in his wanting to protect people, it has become an issue. He went on Facebook and posted this child's name, full name, his picture, and told the world his HIV positive status. And in addition to that, he took pictures of his medicine bottles and put them up on Facebook as well. Now, I personally have not seen the posting. I did, however, hear his YouTube page because he made a video about it. And in his video, he did talk about how he went through and he was counting the boy's pills to see if he was taking his medicine because he and the guy were living together of some sort. And he felt as though the boy was wrong for not telling everybody he's HIV positive and he's doing the service to the community and blah, 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 blah. And though he felt he was right and that this information needed to have been shared, see, what he has set himself up for is, number one, criminal investigation. Number two, going to jail, because, see, that kind of information there, you can actually go to jail for, okay? And then on top of it, and the biggest thing, which is probably the most obvious, he set himself up to get his ass whooped, hurt, stumped, trampled, okay, possibly even killed, okay? And that's a scary thing. This whole thing about outing and shaming folks, you know, because you want them to do right, you know, I feel that it's a form of bullying. See, we have a lot of internalized bullying, and I think that's where I want to go with this. It's a lot of internalized bullying within the LGBT community, a lot of internalized bullying within the African-American community, and just across the board. Whenever we're trying to get folks to acquiesce or to succumb to what we feel they should be doing because we disagree with their decisions and we disagree with their points of view. We disagree with how they live their lives. We disagree with, and the list could go on and on. That internalized bullying is a damage to us because it filters or festers a lot of psychological warfare. And see, a lot of that becomes internal. How do you sit down there? You're trying to call yourself a friend, okay? And I have many friends who are positive. However, my conversation with them is not my conversation with who they're dating, who they're about to fuck, or this, that, and the other. That's a conversation you should be having with them. My conversation with you as your friend is, sweetheart, are you sure this is the route you want to take? Because when you found out about your status, the person who infected you didn't tell you that they were positive. So why are you not giving the other person that you're about to lay with that same courtesy? Remember how you felt when you found out that no one told you, okay, and you was a sure bet. Now you have the opportunity to change the script. You can rewrite that final act and give them their options, okay? But oftentimes fear is motivated by it. You know, the fear of rejection, which is the biggest thing, and carrying on. And I get it and I understand it. I understand it to a point. I don't understand it from the shoes of an HIV person because I'm not HIV positive. At the same time, I understand the whole idea of rejection, and you know, you're thinking this is going to happen, and they really into you, and then because of something that's said, the mantra changes, okay, or whatever. So that there, I understand, I'm aware of that, but this whole shaming and things that ain't cool. That is not cool. You know, when we talk about shaming, look at that. We're on this thing about body image and carrying on. Folks who are heavyset get shamed into trying to go skinny. You so big that don't make no damn sense. You need to be shaming yourself. You don't need to be eating that damn cake. You need to put it down and go get your goddamn salad with your fat ass and all that. Why would we shame anybody into that? Okay, that's not your place, number one. Number two, bitch, you bop me to have me put my fist down your motherfucking throat. You keep bopping your gums. Because you're not going to keep on embarrassing me, harassing me, and things of that nature. Because now that's what that becomes. That becomes harassment. That becomes the grounds for me to. I can put. You know what? And quiet as it's kept. If anybody wants to look at the laws of carrying on, they could probably press charges because harassment is a misdemeanor. It's a low grade misdemeanor, but yes. Okay, at least I could get a restraining order against you, but bitch, you get away from me. You're not supposed to be within 1,000 feet of me because you see what I'm saying? So that whole shaming and carrying on is ridiculous, and it has no part in this. It has no place nowhere. And I'm trying to understand, understand, why this exists in this arena. So that's one thing. And the other topic that I have I just came across this thing about there are a lot of fraternities and sororities that are LGBT exclusive, okay? But here is the thing. Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Because I have found, well, remember a while ago that there was these femme queens who really wanted to be a part of AKA, sorority, but they were denied access because they were men. And what they ended up doing, they called themselves Miyaka. And so they created their own little sorority, but because they can't be real AKAs, they done stole all of their identity, their colors, what they stand for, this, that, and the other. And so now they are a gay men who call themselves Miyaka, and they live the creed of the AKAs. That is completely disrespectful. Complete and utter disrespect. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, I'm all about inclusion. Yes, I'm all about understanding, what it means to be LGBT friendly and carrying on. However, one thing that will not change, there's certain things that are for boys and there's certain things that are for girls. And now if they were transgender, then the argument changes, okay? And that there is a separate argument that there becomes something else. But these femme queens, honey, were male identified. They didn't live their lives as trans. They're just feminine children, okay? And that was one thing. There's another one. They call themselves Omicron Psi Omega, okay? This is one of a couple dominant lesbian organizations who call themselves a FRAT. They are a fraternity because they are dominant or masculine identified women. But here's the thing. You still label yourself as a woman, as a lesbian. You didn't say that you were trans. You didn't say you were a trans man. You said I'm a dominant lesbian. Hey. So in understanding that, how does an all-women's organization call themselves a fraternity? Is that a disrespect to the fraternal organization? How do you feel about that? Or is it just a word that we need not trip on? But here's the thing: this particular the Omicron Psi Omega, these children here have patterned themselves after Omega Psi Phi, the fraternal organ, the Q dogs. They got the same colors. Now, from what I read on them, they got the same steps. They on the line and carrying on. Hey, baby, what's going on? What's going on?
That's great.
Thank you.
I see you every day, though.
Right. Okay, we just haven't had time to talk. Right. Okay. Y'all excuse me. I told y'all I'm over here at the Western Child. I used to work here, so when I run into co-workers, child, some of them don't know that we're running the radio show. So, yeah. So they have patterned themselves after the cues. So what does this mean? Does this become disrespectful? Or is because it's flattery? They say imitation is the highest form of flattery. But what is this for you? For those of you who are a part of the Greek organization, let me hear from you because I want to know how you feel about that. Then I've reached out to a number of them who are LGBT Frats and carrying on, and I know there's one that I'm looking into. They have an Atlanta zone, but they have a Detroit chapter. And wait a minute, what do they call themselves? This is the Kappa Psi Kappa, okay? And they have a chapter in Detroit, okay? But when you go to their website or whatever, the last time they had folks to cross over was 3 years ago. Okay? So what do they do? Okay? I'm trying to understand exactly what is it, how do they determine their members? I know this one is saying that you don't have to be in school or a part of a collegiate organization in order to have membership with them. So how do they recruit? How do they go about doing this? Those are the questions that are there, and I'm trying to understand how this thing works. You know what I'm saying? So where are your children? Talk to me. 347-205-9183. 347-205-9183. That's the number to call. If you want to come in on the conversation, press the number 1 and let me know you got something to say, and we'll come on in. Oh, okay. Well, I was about to take a commercial, but I'll do this right now. Come on in, 248-688. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, how you
baby.
doing?
I'm good.
All right.
What's
I think we're talking about this frat, this lesbian frat. I think that we put too much on labels, names. It's just like it reminds me of the marriage. Why does it have to be called a frat? Why does it have to be called a marriage? We can't think of something else to call it so that we don't have to deal with all of this uproar. Because the heterosexual community simply cannot fathom anything other than what they know it to be. So instead of calling themselves a frat, can't they be a sorority frat?
Okay. A fraternity.
Instead of a marriage, can it be called a union? So that we don't have all of this. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have all of this controversy. But it goes on both sides of the fence. Because you have the LGBT community saying, well, what's wrong with calling it a marriage? Or what's wrong with calling it a frat? Well, that's because society doesn't deem it to be that. So why not? We're as the LGBT community, are a very creative people.
Right.
So use creativity and make something up. Now nobody has anything to say. But I think a lot of times, too, it's used in order to get the extra publicity. I understand to HIV and lesbian and gay awareness and all of this, but I mean sometimes you just have to set it down and say, okay, enough is enough. We don't need the extra controversy. We're going to call it this. Now what's your problem?
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
I agree.
We're just going to call it this.
I agree.
So
now,
that's where I am on that.
Here's the argument, though, because, see, a lot of folks, like with the whole marriage thing and this, that, and the other, because I was like a union, civil union. I was fine with domestic partnership or whatever. But a lot of folks feel as though those particular titles water it down because it doesn't have the same implications. It's kind of like having a generic medicine. If I'm taking and was prescribed Tylenol 3, but yet you're going to give me the generic ibuprofen 3, okay, and tell me, oh, well, this is the same thing, then how come it don't have the same name? If it's the same thing.
Understood. But if it gives
you
the same result, what difference does it make?
Okay.
If it gives you the same rights, what difference does it make? The only difference is one costs more than the other.
How about it? One is okay because one it's just the same with designer. If I got the look, child, I remember when Guess jeans first came out, and when you went to spend all that money for a pair of jeans, but I got the same look by going to Conway. No, we had Kingsway at the time. I went to Kingsway and got that same look. Hey now. Got the same look for a lesser price. No, it wasn't Guess. It was less, but it wasn't Guess. But I achieved the same look. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because guess how much I paid for it, honey? I paid $20 for these jeans when you paid $150 for those. And see, for that same $150, see, I was able to give 4 pair of jeans, 2 shirts, and a pair of shoes. Okay.
And then
so
women and then probably had money to go and buy a gift label and sew it on the bitch.
And so when now how about that? Okay.
Now guess who did this?
I see. So it accomplished the same look, you know, and carried on, and that there becomes the whole big catch-22, and I think that's where it becomes subjective because a lot of folks want to do X, Y, and Z, you know, and you know, you got your designer business, honey, who are label girls. Oh no, this got to be a marriage, honey. It has to say marriage license. It can't say domestic partnership, you know. Or this got to be a frat because I'm a dominant lesbian, honey. Shit, I ain't no motherfucking girly girl. I'm a nigga, you know. And this is what we do. And so no, this is a frat. This ain't no motherfucking girl shit. So you know, it's all of that.
Every language, and this is universal. Every language has a word that has the masculine meaning and the feminine meaning.
That's right.
You know. And that's where this all comes into play. So I say if you're a lesbian that is dominant and you want to have a fraternity, it's a sorority frat. And call it a day.
Or a sororot. Right, a sororot. Okay.
Something.
Exactly. Right, a sororot.
You know,
I like that.
Like
I like the word, a sororot, honey. Okay.
You know. And then nobody has anything to say. You know, nobody's marching against you because they feel like that you're trying to infringe and take something that they own.
Exactly. I agree.
You know.
I totally agree.
Now
I
let me
agree
ask
with
you
that
this.
It's not making sense.
Let me ask you this: have you heard anything about Big Meech, the drug cartel lord, being pardoned by President Obama?
I heard, and you know what? While we're up here, let me look at because his name. He and I have the same name. His name. Well, you know, for those of you who don't know, most of us who are named Demetrius end up having the same nickname, Big Meech or whatever. Demetrius Fournier is his name. He was a big drug cartel dope dealer and carrying on. And I'm told that he went by the name Big Meech. Okay, that's the one who the song is about. You know, I think of Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Okay, and all this other jazz. However, Okay, we are back. I had to take that commercial break or musical break because my system had went down and bumped me out. I had to call back into the system, so I didn't want to have a lot of dead space. So we just put on Desiree Coleman, honey, until we put our heads together with Miss Patty LaBelle, my mama, honey, in the background. Let me just say this, honey. Happy birthday to both of my mamas, honey. My mother my biological mother, her birthday was Sunday the 22nd. And my mother has just turned 66 years of age. That's birthday mama. And then my entertainment mama, Miss Patty, honey, her birthday was yesterday, the 24th. And she just turned 72. So, yes, honey, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, my big auntie, honey, Miss Gladys Knight, her birthday is coming up, honey, on the 28th. Okay, of May. That's my big auntie. And then this coming Friday, I got to shout out my niece and my nephews, honey. My mother's first grandchildren. They are going to be 21, Diamond and Keenan. Yes, they're going to be 21 this coming Friday, the 27th, honey. So, yes. That's what's happening on this year. So happy birthday to all. This is Gemini season. So for all of you who are Gemini, honey, yes, I'm shouting you out. I am going to do a special dedication. I got to get some Prince music in here because Prince was a Gemini as well. And losing that giant that we lost, honey, I believe I'm probably going to do that next week, the Wednesday before his birthday, I think. Or if not, I may do it the Wednesday after. So just know that Prince dedication is coming, okay, during this Gemini season. So now back to the question at hand about Demetrius Fernay, or wait a minute, it's Fenori. What I found was he had written a letter to ask to be pardoned. He and his brother Terry are serving a 30-year prison sentence, okay, for being drug cartels and drug trafficking and carrying on. Out of Detroit, Michigan, and that's another thing, honey. Both of us are named Demetrius, and both of us are from Detroit. And, you know, their cartel was the Black Mafia family, a big cartel transporting cocaine and carrying on throughout the country. And, hey, what's happening? So right now, there is no word that he was released from prison, but he did petition, and there is there was at one point a petition that they want folks to sign to have him to be removed out of the what is it called? Hold on. Wait a minute, come on, computer. The Special Management Unit program. Apparently, whatever this program is, his whole thing was he was a nonviolent offender and a first-time nonviolent offender. And so they're saying that the time doesn't match the crime. And so he's asking to be moved out of everything. Now, from what I'm understanding, I didn't realize this was not that long ago. I had just moved here to Atlanta at the time that he was incarcerated. They went down in about 2005 or so. He was locked up in 2008. You know, or sentenced 30 years in 2008. So, yeah. And he and his brother. He's in one particular prison. His brother's in another. So, yeah. And then looking at this picture, he kind of cute. Okay. So, yeah. So that's what's going on with this meet that I found. I've not seen anything else of it yet. So once that comes across the wire, honey, I'll let you guys know with that. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what's snapping in the world of these children here. So, yeah. So was there anything else, Carl? There's nobody in the queue, so I'm going to just close it out because, oh, wow, it's already 2:30? Well, you know what? This is what I'm going to do then. Since it's already that late, I'm going to now just sit down and we will let you guys have the rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finally fire up this grill, honey. I was given a grill almost a year ago. I have never done nothing with it, but I'm going to fire her up today, put these few little pieces of chicken and a couple of turkey thighs that I have marinating in some Patty LaBelle Superwoman hot sauce. Yeah, a little Superwoman hot sauce, some herbs and spices, baby, little garlic, little pepper, some poultry seasoning, some paprika, some just a little salt, you know, because I don't like to cook with a lot of salt, but just a little salt just to give a little taste. And carrying on, this girl's been sitting up overnight, baby. We finna put those girls on the grill and then dip them into some barbecue sauce. Sugar shit. We finna go to eat. Okay? So I'm gonna let you guys go ahead on and have your due. But I want you to do this for me. Go visit the website, www.dishingtea.com. That's www.dishingtea.com. Everything that you want to know about Big Meech is over there. To learn how you get a copy of the book. Right now, for those of you who are into e-books and carrying on, you can get the e-book right away. I got to reorder some hard copies of the book. So if you want it right away, order the e-book. If you want to place an order for the hard copy, place the order. But just know it's going to take me a minute because it's going to take about a couple of weeks because I got to order new books. But, yes, go to www.dishingtea.com. Go through all of there and see what's going on. See some of our friends. Catch up with some lost episodes or whatever. It has all the information there, how you get to all of my social media pages, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram accounts. I'm going to open up a Snapchat just because, you know, I'm trying to stay hip and current. And the young children are into Snapchat. I do have a WhatsApp. Okay, and carrying on. And also, I'm going to implement, we're going to do a link for indigenoushouse.com. That's indigenoushouse.com. Honey, I'm telling you, if you missed it, child, go over there and find out what's happening because I'm telling you, we cut. And, yes, you will see me on the dance floor, honey. Okay, carrying and things. So, yes, honey, that does it for this edition, honey. What the hell is wrong with you people? Don't come out of a bag Wednesday, honey. I'm telling y'all, this is one of those things. So having said all that, honey, finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, darling. With the Big Meech. If you love me, tell a friend. If you hate me, honey, tell an enemy. But do know this. One way, shape, style, form, or fashion, this thing here that I'm doing will move forward. Shout out to my school, American Intercontinental University. We just finished up my finals over there in my biology class. And, honey, we're doing good. So far, I got an A. I think I did okay on this final. I did okay. I didn't do my best because I didn't have time to really study like I wanted to, but we did okay. But so far the grade is an A, and in my computer class the grade is a B+. So, honey, we're doing excellently over there. So shout out to AIU and to all of my classmates for carrying on over there, and I'm having a good time. So know this, honey, we are moving forward. So, darling, thank you so much, and I'm going to leave you guys with a song. That should be a very encouraging, you know, and yeah, gonna take you there, honey, you know, it's gonna take you there. So yeah, I'm gonna do this with Miss Whitney, honey, because love will save the day, honey. After all of this, if we get back to the basics, everything that we talked about today, the thing that's missing. Or the thing that keeps us in controversy is the absence of love. And she said that there's love will save the day.
Sometimes
When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, savings coming at ya, savings coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see you practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.